The Boston Celtics use a dominant defensive second half to move within a game of their first finals appearance since 2010 as they beat the Heat 93-80 on Wednesday to take a 3-2 lead in the East Finals. Jason Tatum and Jaylen Brown took care of the offense in the second half after a sluggish first half. After combining for just 10 points on 3 for 16 shooting in the first, they scored 37 points on 14 for 23 in the second half. Those 37 combined points were just one shy of the Heat's total as a team after the half. Joel Embiid recognizes that his former teammate needs some help. Embiid simply tweeting, "Miami needs another star." And I know a lot of people are going to read into that. Pat Bev isn't one of them, though. Good to see you, sir, and have you with us.
Good to see you.
Welcome back. I'm going to start with you here, though, Stephen A.
What up, Pat?
Hello, fellas. How you guys doing today?
All right, man. All good. All good.
Energy.
I'm ready.
Okay,
I'm ready.
energy. Okay.
I'm ready.
Stephen
I
A.
mean, I'm kind of sad, but, you know, I'm here. I'm here. I'm kind of sad. I have to leave. But it's all right. That's a different subject for another day.
In his feelings. Stephen A., do you think this Heat team has reached its ceiling as presently constructed?
Yes. I think that when you look at Boston, Boston has arrived. I think we all know that Chris Middleton with Milwaukee would be incredibly formidable. There's a legitimate argument to be made that they might have compromised Boston being here, even though I'm not sure that would be the case. Those are two teams right there. We don't know what James Harden is going to come back looking like, but Pat Bev has sworn by James Harden. He has sworn to me that James Harden will resurrect himself and he will be back. You know, so obviously that helps Philly and Embiid. And obviously they're keeping Doc Rivers unless it was a smokescreen to get compensation from the Lakers because they could potentially want Doc Rivers. We'll wait and see what transpires with all of that. In the end, I think that when you look at the Eastern Conference, the Miami Heat, as formidable as they are, exceptionally well coached, they defend or whatever, the bottom line is that Joel Embiid is absolutely right. He's talking about his brother there, Jimmy Butler. He's looking at the Miami Heat. He's played against them. He knows this is not enough. They need more moving forward if they're going to truly contend. Otherwise, as this roster, as presently constructed, I think their ceiling is a conference finals berth. It certainly is not a championship.
Pat, where are you on this?
I totally disagree with Stephen A. Smith. Love him to death, though. Was a big bro. Disagree with him. I think Miami has done a good job over the years of getting talent and getting the best out of it consistently after year. Undrafted guys, you talk about starting in the Eastern Conference Finals. Injuries, you talk about still being able to compete. I don't think it's about player. I think it's all about the identity of the team, and Miami Heat's identity is going to continue to be Miami Heat's identity. Maybe they change some pieces, maybe there, but I don't think it's the ceiling. I think that Miami Heat's going to always be up there in the running just due to the job Coach Spo has.
Go ahead, KP.
Well, see, that's the level of actually having just a playoff mindset and actually having a championship caliber mindset. And right now, Patrick Beverly, you have a playoff mindset. The Miami Heat has a championship caliber mindset. And yes, they have reached their ceiling. Listen, you don't trade for Kyle Lowry. You don't acquire P.J. Tucker in free agency and say get those type of vets and just say, oh, we cool with just reaching the Eastern Conference Finals. That's not how it goes. They put all their eggs in a basket to actually reach the finals. Now, look, since I addressed you to that point, I have to revisit 2 weeks, okay? 2 weeks ago. Because Stephen A. and Molly both know. You asked me to bring the energy, so I'm going to bring it to you today. Stephen A. and Molly both know. If I'm not watching basketball, I'm watching every show that goes on ESPN, especially NBA Today and First Take. And when I'm not on, I'm watching to see what people have to say. I'm watching the debates. I'm watching the takes, whether they good, bad, or ugly. And you brought up my name during the conversation that I wasn't even on the show with. So once I got you on
brought
here,
it up?
I had to
Me or Pat?
revisit. No, not you, Patrick Beverly.
What was said? What was said? What was said?
So y'all was talking about the James Harden situation, and they was talking about the extension or giving the man money in Philly or the contract extension or whatever.
I remember.
And Pat Bev said, y'all need to give him his flowers. You, Stephen A., Matt Barnes, and Perk. First of all, I never came on here and not have gave James Harden his flowers. I always praise James Harden. to the fact that I'm sitting up here right now looking crazy because I said that they possibly could be the next version of Kobe and Shaq. But James Harden got me sitting up here looking like a fool. And so here's my thing to you, Pat Bev. I watched you come on. I watched you come on here on Monday, and I watched you sit up here and I watched you dismantle CP3. I watched you give CP3 the business for his horrible play.
Did I tell a lie?
No, you didn't. You didn't tell a lie.
Okay, so next subject.
But you didn't tell the truth about James Harden. You're a homie. And see, when you come, hold on. So when you come on here and when you come on TV, and now you're taking yourself out of the basketball space, and you coming on here and you being an NBA analyst, homies don't matter no more. You got to come on here and speak the truth. And you was telling the lie, and the truth was nowhere near you. For the simple fact that if you're going to sit up here and tell us that James Harden deserved a supermax after the performance and after what he did in Philadelphia this past season, you were telling a lie. And all you were showing us was that was your homeboy that you was protecting. You asked Stephen A. Smith why he didn't give the same energy to CP3 that we give to Ben Simmons. Why the hell you didn't get the same energy to James Harden that you gave to CP3 2 days before?
Because he wasn't getting cooked defensively. We talking about something offensively from another standpoint. We wasn't talking about anything offensive. I mean, you asked me a question, I give you an answer. Just because you don't like the answer I'm giving you, KP, and because you don't like the answer I'm giving you, that's another thing. But I'm just stating facts. We're entitled to our own opinion. You have your opinion. I have mine. I'm says who? You?
No, it says the numbers. It says the numbers in the
25,
watching James
10 and 8. No, he was not averaging 25, 22,
10 and 8
22,
in the playoffs.
I'm sorry. 22. I'm talking about season. 22, 10 and 8.
I'm not talking about season. I'm talking about when it matters the most, because if we're talking about the season, then we're talking about CP3 being the ultimate floor general and actually leading the best team in the NBA to having the best record if you want to talk about season. We're talking about the postseason when it matters the most.
Those stats I got from was the season. That's the numbers I got from, and that's what I was talking about. Perk, me and you both know. You've better than me. You've played with him also. You know what's going on, man. Even at the age, and even what you done seen past this past season, man. Like you said, like you've been a big James Harden fan. I don't know why that changed now or what's going on. All I said is ex-NBA players getting on TV talking about how other current NBA players shouldn't get a certain type of money. It's not fair, because when it was time for you to get a contract, you wouldn't want that. You wouldn't want that on your plate. That's all I'm saying, baby.
Hold on. Let me interject.
No, let them talk. He grown, man. Let them talk. What you got, KP? We'll talk to him.
Oh, time out. First of all, I never said that James Harden didn't deserve money. The question was that did he deserve the Supermax? And this is not James Harden's first deal. James Harden had already made 400 plus. We're talking about, based on his performance, does he deserve the Supermax? And Stephen A. and Molly can contest to this. I have been on here numerous of times. Okay, I have been on here numerous times saying that James Harden do deserve a contract extension. But if you ask me, based on his performance, do he deserve a Supermax? Hell no.
Well, let me interject. Pat Bev, you and I disagree with this about James Harden. But this is what I want to say to you, Bev. It ain't personal, bro.
What?
In other words, if you look at James Harden, like, I'll give you an example. You and I talked off the air a couple of weeks ago when I said to you, you were talking to me about how I judge players, and I said to you, based on your job description, and you said absolutely. So if Patrick Beverly is scoring 10 points a game, it don't bother me. Why? Because I know that you're on a squad because of your defensive tenacity combined with what you do, being a pest and influencing a culture and helping to make these brothers rough riders, toughen them up, obviously for postseason competition. That's what I said with you. Another player, your responsibility is to score. James Harden has never been known for his defense. James Harden is judged by his prolific tendencies as an offensive firepower. What we saw this year was a drop-off. Now, I believe it was primarily because he's never fully recovered from the hamstring injury he suffered the previous year in Brooklyn.
And we spoke about that, too.
And we spoke about that. But what I'm saying is there's nothing wrong with somebody looking at him and saying, excuse me, when you talk about a supermax, he doesn't deserve that because he's not what he used to be, particularly in a cap situation where the more money you pay one player, the less you're going to be able to pay another. It's not like somebody's messing with somebody's money. What you're saying is this. If Patrick Beverly, as far as I'm concerned, because of the defensive tenacity that you bring to a squad, I think you're underpaid in today's NBA market. But in order for you to get the money that you deserve, they're going to snatch it from somebody else too. So we got to take all of those things into consideration. But when you're evaluating what a player brings to the table, it is what it is. James Harden is not that guy. Now, when you bring up CP3, we got to look at this. He went against you and the Clippers the year before. Dropped 41 on y'all in a closeout Game 7. CP3's a 12-time All-Star. He's one of the elite point guards in NBA history. Now, your point was, ain't nobody losing no sleep.
You can't Monday night quarterback because you didn't have them stats the first time you was on here. So don't go to sleep and try to get some new numbers and bring them up point. Yeah, that's all y'all doing. The question was about the Heat. I don't understand why we even on this topic again.
I wasn't bringing it up.
But
you and hold on. I wasn't bringing it up. You and KP went back and forth. And so what I'm saying to you, forget all of that for a second. I'm only making the point that if you're talking about, if he's a former player, just because he's a former player, you a former player, all right? Or you're not a former player, you're still playing. My point is, you can't talk about a player. You can't look at a player and go like this. I don't think he is. I think this guy is this. I don't think that player is that.
Can I ask a question?
You can do that.
Real quick. First of all,
you have the license to do that.
Kendrick is a former player, but he's also an analyst now, so he's got to be fair. And Kendrick, let me ask you this really quickly, because I remember you saying that when Joel Embiid and Harden, you thought so highly of it. You thought potentially they could be the most dynamic duo ever. I don't know if you heard him say that.
I hear Kendrick say a lot of stuff.
Okay, but just stay with me on this one. So that's where his hopes were. But then Kendrick, let me ask you this. So prior to the playoff performance, you would have said he deserved the Supermax. It was just because how these playoffs turned out that you changed your opinion?
Look, Molly, I wouldn't have never. The reason I wouldn't have never dove into the Supermax conversation was because of the emergence of Tyrese Maxey. Like, my thing is, at this point of James Harden's career, I'm thinking that the only thing that's on his mind is about winning championships. Like, if you want to win a championship, sometimes you have to make sacrifices. We watched Kevin Durant make a sacrifice when he went to the Golden State Warriors. We watch him take 1-year deals and things to that nature, 2-year deals, to make sacrifices to win a championship. And at this point of James Harden's career, it's about whether or not he's willing to make the sacrifices to let other people get paid so he could be able to keep the team intact. But here's the reason that I even brought up the whole conversation. It was because of this, Molly. My name was brought up, and I wasn't even here to defend myself. So at least if somebody want to slap box, don't slap box when I'm not there, when I'm not able to throw punches back. I want to come on TV and be able to slap box with you. And so when I got
you know me personally, man. You know me. Whatever I say on the TV, I'm going to say to your face. Whatever I say about a player, I'm going to say it to their face. Whatever I say about a certain type of player they can't guard, I'm going to say that right to their face. I mean, that don't change to me.
That's cool. All I'm saying is this, bro. First of all, the game is to be sold, not told. That's the first thing, all right? First thing you need to learn.
Regarding what?
Okay, I'll teach you later. But listen, here's the thing I'm telling you. All I'm saying is this. The James Harden situation, the CP3 conversation, it just wasn't the same energy, dog. It wasn't the same energy.
And I'm entitled to that, right?
Okay, but if you ask me about a player getting their money, I would never tell a player not to get their paper or come on here and tell a player that he can't get their paper.
So answer her question then. Answer her question. Her question was, before the playoffs, did you think James Harden, we're not talking about numbers, we're not talking about Tyrese Maxey. Answer her question, because you yet to answer the question. Before the playoffs started, you said they were the best 1-2 punch. Do you think he should have got the Superman?
Yeah.
Okay, so we ain't talking about nothing.
No, because of the situation. So what we talking about?
Okay,
no.
Well, I mean, your answers seem to change.
Right.
Mine don't. So I got to judge a man off that.
All right.
Let's go.
Let's get in a break here because I want to get back to that Colin Kaepernick conversation that we had earlier. Damian Woody will come back and join us.
So we're not going to answer the Heat conversation? I mean, we just had a Heat question. I was only
sometimes we call it audible. It's live television. Sometimes we call it audible. We go in different directions, and it's just fluid here on First Take.
And guess what?
Yeah, and then let me get in a commercial break, fellas. Yes, sir.
Yeah, go ahead. He really don't want to bring that up because he said that Jason Tatum wasn't a two-way player. See, on First Take we keep receipts. First Take we keep receipts.
I was absolutely wrong about that.
Okay, I know you were. Okay, cool.
That's what I said.
Gentlemen, I love the passion. Let me just get a commercial break.
Oh, okay.
All right. When we come back here on First Take, Colin Kaepernick finally got a workout for the first time since 2016 with the Vegas Raiders. We'll get into that. Damian Woody will be with us.